All right, everybody. Terrence Popp here with another episode of Live from the Lair. And today, I'm going to be covering an article, basically 16 reasons why the best women remain single for the longest. And this came out in bold, June 8th, 2022.
Are you the kind of person who's run out of feelings to hurt?
Yeah. Wah.
Wah.
Then we have the Redonkulas swag for you. And we have multiple locations where you can get it. Go to the Stream Elements store or Crypto Fashion and embrace your inner fat punisher. Because after all,
there's a little bad pop in all of us. Even your mother.
Shirts, stickers, mugs, and hats are on sale now. Your support helps keep us independent from big tech and keeps this life-saving train on the tracks. Links are in the Meat Gazer box.
Yeah, I'm 54. I've been in this game a long time. Most of the women that I know now are, right around 50. And they're absolute fucking train wrecks. I have watched these women systematically destroy their lives one ship at a time. I was just talking to somebody about a woman that I know that I went to high school with. Back in high school, she was a mattress back. She definitely walked across the graduation stage with the 1,000-cock stare. She's a little older than me. She's a senior citizen now, alone, no kids, and she's going to probably have to work until the day she dies. That's the nature of the beast.
Stop! Don't touch me there! This is my no-no square! Stop!
Historically, women who are isolated and by themselves typically used to die. That's just the nature of the beast. The world is a very unforgiving place. So the women needed to be in the tribe or the city or the culture and then basically use resources from, other people around them to help them survive. Where a lot of men, once they get to a certain age, see you later. Hope you don't die and do well and be happy. And we literally, from the age of 16, 17, 18, are moving forward, blazing a trail for ourselves. Basically, that's just it in a nutshell. When you look at, the fossil record, men needed to exist to protect and provide for women and their offspring. Now today, when, women live in the most safest environment that has ever existed since we started writing stuff down about 7,000 years ago. They have virtually every opportunity that a man has. And, the dating market is just an absolute shit show now. And it's getting so bad. The men of today are literally getting passports, leaving the country to find women, which I don't really recommend, at least not bringing them back to the United States, because the minute they get here, they're going to get power drunk because the laws that we have going on here in the Western world literally hamper men in the marriage racket. So this particular article here that I've been talking on and on about here. 16 reasons the best women often stay single the longest. So I have a feeling in this particular article, and I'm not going to read the whole thing to you. I'm just going to go over the highlights. They're calling the best women in this article, in my opinion, are the women who are high functioning, high achieving. A lot of women that do that have a lot of masculine traits. And in most relationships, unless you're gay, 2 scrotums in any equation is 1 too many. Even if the other person doesn't have a scrotum but has the mental thinking meat identical to a man, you're always butting heads. There is no peace. You don't need that in your life. All right, so we start off here with you deserve an amazing guy. Narcissistic entitlement. I'm going to be honest, you deserve what you work for. Just because you show up with tits and a vag doesn't mean you deserve the king or the prince or your Prince Charming, whatever you want to call it in your sick Disney terms. I know a lot of women who are now singing the boo-hoo-hoo in their late 40s, early 50s. About how they can't find a decent dude, and it's been a decade, 15 years. They don't like to hear this, but every time a woman talks to me like that, I'll be like, okay, well, did you have a boyfriend in high school? If you did he use the words, I love you? Oh, he did. You thought you could do better and you wanted to go to college. Yeah, okay, I gotcha. Did you have a boyfriend in college who used those magic words, I love you? Oh, you did? All right, but you wanted to start your career. All right, now, here you are, 38, 40-ish. How many more times in your life are you going to have the chance for a man to actually fall in love with you? Because every passing year after the age of 25, it's a game of diminishing returns. You keep wanting more and more, but you offer less and less. Good luck on that amazing guy. All right, here we go. You like to do what you want when you want. Again, there's nothing wrong with this, but that's a masculine trait. Men do this all the time. I don't have a problem if a man does this or a woman does it. But ladies, if you're really looking for a dude, you got to be fit, feminine, friendly, fertile, and faithful. Now, if you just want to go out and blaze your own, trail like a dude, okay. You've just stepped into the shoes of a dude and, get used to being alone. Men do it all the time. Not a big deal. All right, number 3, you're a natural risk taker. Again, that's a masculine trait. Are we seeing a pattern here? Men don't really go for ladies with a lot of masculine traits. I've said it before and I'll say it again. That's just the way we are. So you go ahead, take your risks. Don't worry about the pill. Do whatever you gotta do because there'll always be a cop with a gun to protect you and an abortion clinic to scrub away all of your repercussions, shall we say. Number 4, you are so unique that it's not easy to find a good match for you. This is entitlement. They have been so brainwashed into their own narcissism that they actually believe this. Okay, now I got it. You got confidence. You're the best boss babe out there. Well, how many dudes are going to want to shack up with a boss babe and go head-to-head every single day, fighting and arguing? The number one thing a man likes in this world is his peace. All right, he can go through all kinds of shit during the day, but as long as he has his sanctum to return to and he gets a little bit of peace, you can abuse that dude for a long, long time and he will always bounce back. You take away a man's peace and he will collapse. It is important for us to have that. Women who are masculine, argumentative, headbutters, they destroy peace, and after the vag wears out and the titties start to go south, the dude's going to move on, and I don't blame him. All right, number 5, your priorities don't include being someone's girlfriend or wife. All right, so you're seeing it right here. Their priorities are, I don't want to be a girlfriend or a wife. And these are going to be the same women at 40, 45, 50, whining and complaining about how they can't find a date and there's no good man out. Shut up. Again, diminishing returns. You love the excitement of first kisses. All right, now the reason this is in here, most of these ladies are north of 5 bodies by the time they get out of high school. If they go to college, are going to become prostitutes and graduate college with the 1,000 cock stare. After that happens, they break their oxytocin receptors, meaning They cannot actually ever pair bond with another dude again. So they're always looking for the next high. And there it is. They want to have the new kisses. They want to chase the bad boys. The bad boys that they're fun and they're exciting. They might be in your youth, but they are the anchor around your neck that will pull you to poverty. Number 7, you want to taste all the flavors of the casual sex scene. I am now seeing women that I knew since high school and in my 20s, now getting into their late 40s and into their 50s. Virtually all of them are an absolute fucking train wreck. Most have been divorced. Several have been divorced multiple times. Why that is, I just talked about it before. They broke their oxytocin receptors. They can't pair bond. They want to get that thrill, that next high. Well, you get under the next pole. Does that sound healthy for a long, peaceful, contentful life? Probably not. Okay, here's some more amazing reasons you'd rather not share your hard-earned money. All right, how many times have you heard, your money is my money and my money is my money? Or, your money is our money and my money is my money? Was that the same? I don't know. I'm a few shots deep. I'm sorry. All right. This is not being a member of a team. This is an I thing. My, me, and I. No wonder you're single, ladies. Number 2, you don't want to have to check in with anyone. Because, I'm submissive to no one and I do my own thing. Again, masculine trait. All right. Men are really big on, I don't like to answer to anyone. That's why most of the businesses out there are started by men. They want to be their own boss. They want to do their own thing. Well, in a relationship, having 2 people with that exact mindset, it's a masculine trait. It's really not going to work out. The only way it will is if she finds a weak man, and after a certain amount of time, she'll lose respect, she'll bulldoze him, and he'll be gone too. Okay, number 4, you don't want to give up vacuuming in the nude. Again, this is a take off of doing your own thing. Got it. You don't want to have to check in with anyone. The same thing with number 4 here. And this is kind of stupid. I don't even know why they put this in here. This is just a rephrasing of the one we just talked about. All right. You love the freedom of not having plans. Okay. Freedom. You don't like to have plans. You like to do your own thing. Again, this is a rephrasing of the same statement. I like to do my own thing. They're just renaming it or saying something else. It's virtually identical with different words. Number 7, you don't have time for someone else's problems. Okay. You don't want to be bothered because you're stuck in the me, my, I mindset. You're not a team player. But just remember, karma's a bitch, and she always shows up dating Murphy, Whitey, or the man. So this is going to come back to bite these ladies in the ass. Because if the women out there haven't noticed, men are pulling back. That white knight, they're not really coming anymore. They're letting you handle your own shit. Equal rights that get the equal lefts. Let me know how that works out for you in about 20 years. All right, number 8, you're not concerned about your biological clock. All right, again, I'm 54. I've been in this game a long, long time. I have seen many a woman be the mattress back tramp from basically 16 to 26. Right around there is when the biological clock comes into play. And then they want to start having children because they know it's almost over. At 30 years old in today's day and age, 80% of a woman's eggs are gone. And the remaining 20% probably not good. They're worn out. Like these women are drying up on the vine. I have a hard time walking around out there in the real world because I hear all of the reproductive equipment of these ladies drying up, and it is the deafening sound of Rice Krispies and milk or crumpled up cellophane. The biological clock thing is real, and a lot of women, they are slaves to their biological clock. Now, am I telling you that there are some women out there who have absolutely no desire to be mothers at all? Of course. Whenever you look at the bell curve, they're going to be on it, but they'll be at the either end. They will not be in the norm. And they can say that all they want, but by the time they're 32, 33, and they're trying to have kids and they can't, you're going to see them crying on TikTok if it's not banned here in the United States. Number 7, you're already in a relationship with yourself. Narcissistic, selfish statement. Fine. You're in a relationship with yourself? Good. Keep it that way. Stay out of our space. Stay out of our way. You do your own thing. We will do ours. All right, here we got here what the experts say. Single women are just as happy as those who are coupled up. And this is from a 2008 study. You can look it up for yourself. I would have to say this is incorrect, just by the sheer amount of ladies out there who are on head meds. A large majority of the liberals who are also on head meds or have a mental disorder. It's like almost 60% of them. All right, this didn't happen in the past. 20 years ago, we didn't have all of this mental illness and sadness and craziness that's going on with ladies. So, yeah, they got their freedom. Great. Well, are you happy with your freedom? Not so much. Okay, single women feel mentally freer. I would have to say that is true to a point. They feel freer as long as they're getting the cheap validation from other men and white knights, and dare I say the male feminist pussbags out there. But there will come a time where they will age out of the game, and that validation will come to an end. That is very devastating for these ladies when they get to around 40, and they realize, holy shit, I am just an average plain Jane now. I'm not a hot young model that was in demand 10, 15 years ago. Wah. Cry me a river, build a bridge, and then get the fuck over it. Single women are more adaptable until they have to change a tire, until they have to get their car towed, until you have to put a quart of oil in the engine, unsticking a car from ice, snow, or in the mud. Not so adaptable then, are you? Do I think people who operate alone are a tad more adaptable? I would have to say yes to both men and women. But again, I'm calling on half a century of experience. And I've seen hundreds of examples of women sitting, look you in the face and tell you how bad they are and how much of a boss bitch until shit goes south in their life. And you literally watch them crumble like a house of Legos. Here we go. You have much stronger friendships. Have you ever heard of the word frenemy? Men didn't come up with that term. We don't tolerate frenemies. We punch them in the face. But women have frenemies who they play nice with, and then there's this sick psychological backstabbing, eye-clawing game that goes on between them. So I can't agree with this statement either. No, not having it. All right, number 5. Single women tend to be healthier too. Okay, well, I would have to say that is correct. Men in their youth, when they are single, are incredibly unhealthy. They drink a lot. Maybe they smoke some ganja or cigarettes. They don't exercise. They do all kinds of effed up shit. I would have to say women are healthier than men to a point. All right, now, men, if they went to the doctor, they would probably live a little bit longer than they usually do. But a lot of men don't care anymore. You know, there comes a time in every man's life where he's like, you know, if I were to get tagged out of this game tomorrow, I would be okay with it because, you know, I've lived a pretty good life. All right, women, nah, that's not their thing. They want to ride it out to the bitter end, and at least this is my opinion. Single women have more sex. I would have to say yes, because in today's day and age, sex is spelled yes. All they have to do is say yes or be willing, and they will never have a dry veg or an unoccupied bed, at least for 7 to 10 minutes, until he gets his oh baby on, and then he leaves. All right, so yeah, women can have a lot more sex than men. Not even going to argue this at all. But is it quality sex? Or is it just cheap, meaningless stuff that after it's over, you feel dirty and you regret it? And of course, regret is rape now in today's current year. So, fuck that. There we go. 7, single women know themselves better. Any person who spends a lot of time isolated and by themselves is going to learn more about themselves. I am a firm believer that every man should be able to drive across the country without having to turn the radio on, because most people that do that are hiding from themselves. There's some kind of conversation going on up here that they need to stimulate away. It is what it is. If you're single and you spend a lot of time by yourself, you're going to learn yourself better. It's just common sense right there. Anyway, I just wanted to cover this because I'm getting sick and tired of all this horse shit that's going on in the modern dating world. And I'm getting really sick and tired of these women that are these feminists or whatever, liberals, call them whatever you want, that have screwed up the dating market. They have cheapened sex to it's almost to the point if it's almost worthless. They treat men like shit. They've corrupted the legal system. They've created all of this problem, but they cannot see it, and they blame us. Since roughly the 1980s, men have just been going along for the ride. And that's coming to an end. The marriage rates are the lowest they've ever been since they started counting. And if I get my way, I will lower them to motherfucking 0.